Welcome to another $4 million strategy, the best 4 minutes in business for strategy and tactics you'd apply to your business today. Excited to have with us Lubo Smid, CEO of STRV, a software design and engineering company. Lubo, today I want to talk about how do you have innovation to be a competitive advantage for a company?
Thank you so much for having me, Carol. And when it comes to innovation, I think you need to look at it from the point of view of what's happening in the world today, right? It's just that the dynamics and the pace that we operate in change extremely significantly, and things are changing nearly on a daily basis. And I feel like if a company does not innovate, then you're gonna be losing against the competition sooner or later. And the thing is that if you want to instill that as a core essence of your organization, you need the team, not just the core leadership, but the whole team to be in line with that, and you need to instill it in their heads. So, in my mind, innovation has always been on the forefront of what I'd like to be doing. I would always like to be doing things that are cutting edge, that are forward looking, that are leveraging the latest trends and technologies, etc. And I think that you just have to live with that mindset, and you need to spread it across the organization, and have different drivers, be the leadership team involved in driving the innovation forward. It does not really have to be a dedicated person, but distributing the individual elements of that across the organization, I think, is extremely important.
Okay, so when somebody's considering, is creating this concept and this kind of culture of innovation, right? One of the big challenges is not everything works, right? When you're innovating, some things work, some things don't work. So how do you get? I'm going to call this the A+ students, the people who are really good and they don't like failure. How do you get people to learn to overcome failure to get to the result that's going to actually create something that's going to work in the marketplace?
I have heard a great analogy recently from a dear friend of mine, David Perry, uh, and he was trying to help me to brainstorm an idea, and he would always try to break it. How do we make it better? How do we improve it? What's the thing that could potentially go sideways? And I think if you take that approach, and if you combine it with today the power of AI, because that can serve as a great counterpart for the discussion that you don't have to have with anyone else, you can have it with yourself. And you can take an idea and try to break it and go in a series of 10 attempts. And then what you end up having at the very end is going to be something extremely robust that I think will help you innovate with the organization very strongly.
Absolutely. I think that's great insights. Lubo, thank you so much for your insights on how to make innovation a competitive advantage for your company.
Thank you so much for having me.
And to everyone else who's listening, thank you so much for being a guest of this. I encourage you to subscribe and share this with others. That's how we continue to grow. Thank you so much.